Coming up, we have a Grail in the mail, a 90s one-hit wonder on vinyl, a new book from my collection, and we're going to check in with Gary's Vinyl Dungeon. Hello, vinyl community. Well, it's a long time coming, but I got a Grail in the mail. Check it out. Recorded between 1987 and 1989, and released April 1990, this album clocks in at 53 minutes and 22 seconds, and it's the band's second album. It's considered alternative, indie rock, college rock, and it is World Party, Goodbye Jumbo. Definitely one of the best albums, if not the best album to come out of 1990. I love this album so much. So, wow. I cannot believe I finally have it in my collection. For those that aren't familiar with it, which is possible, it has a very quirky, wistful, and reflective feel to it. Interestingly, most of the instruments and all of the songwriting are by the leader, Karl Wallinger. I just find that amazing. So this is really, truly his project. And the fact that he had so much power making this album, and the fact that it turned out so good, says a lot about his artistry. I just can't believe it. It's an amazing album. Sadly, it did not do well commercially. In the US, it only got to 73. And in the UK, it did better, but it got to 36. And this was mainly due to the singles. Way Down Now was the first single. The single that introduced me to the band was actually Put the Message in the Box. And I'm pretty sure they had a music video for it. So it was very likely I first heard the song on MTV. And then the last single was Thank You World. But most interestingly, on the track Sweet Soul Dream, Sinead O'Connor does the backing vocals. So that's very interesting. Alright, so let's take a look here. There you see the back. This is the original inner sleeve. And it's my understanding that Karl Wallinger did some of the artwork on this. And you do have the lyrics there. And you have the disc itself. And there's the other side. I absolutely love this album so much. I do enjoy their other albums, but this one in particular is just absolutely amazing. So I highly recommend it. Please do check it out if you haven't already. World Party, Goodbye Jumbo. Up next, we have a 90s one-hit wonder on vinyl. Take a look. If you liked my Grail in the Mail World Party, you will love this album. Recorded between 1997 and 1998 and released on October 20, 1998, this alternative indie rock album clocks in at 54 minutes and 12 seconds. It is New Radicals, Maybe You've Been Brainwashed Too. I love that title. In the US, it charted at 41 and went platinum. And in the UK, it charted at 10 and went gold. Some bands other than World Party that they're compared to are Better Than Ezra, Ben Folds, The Verve Pipe, Bare Naked Ladies. All right, let's take a look. There's the back. I can now confess that when this album originally came out, I totally thought it was a secret project of World Party. That's kind of how similar they sound to World Party. This is in fact not a World Party secret project. It is actually the project of Greg Alexander. You see him here. He also produced the album. Strangely enough, the gatefold is upside down. And the big hit was this song here. You Get What You Give. They are the one-hit wonder from 1998. The labels are quite disappointing, actually. 4 different colors. So again, I urge you, if you like World Party, you will love this album. Definitely check it out. Certainly one of my favorite albums, and I'm thrilled to have it on vinyl now. As you all know, I love my music-related books. So take a look at the latest addition to my collection. I really do love my music-related books. Biographies, music concept, album guides, what have you. If it's about music, I want to read it. It's unfortunate that I'm such a slow reader. Anyway, I promised you one book, but actually, I picked this up at the same time. I'm just going to show it briefly because it's, not exactly exciting, but the Concise Oxford Dictionary of Music, 4th edition, by Michael Kennedy. So, you have musical terminology in there. All right, so I promised you a music-related book, and found this for super cheap. Life by Keith Richards. I fully suspect it's ghost-written. Or at least co-written. Yes. He didn't get credit on the cover, mind you. But it is with James Fox. So Keith Richards with James Fox. Because not all musicians can actually write. Let's just read a little bit of this. This is from chapter 1. Why did we stop at the Fordyce restaurant in Fordyce, Arkansas, for lunch on Independence Day weekend? On any day, despite everything I knew from 10 years of driving through the Bible Belt. Tiny town of Fordyce. Rolling stones on the police menu across the United States. Every copper wanted to bust us by any means available to get promoted and patriotically rid America of these little fairy Englishmen. It was 1975, a time of brutality and confrontation. Open season on the Stones had been declared since our last tour, the Tour of 72, known as the STP. The State Department had noted riots, true, civil disobedience, also true, illicit sex, whatever that is, and violence across the United States. All the fault of us, mere minstrels. We had been inciting youth to rebellion, we were corrupting America, and they had ruled never to let us travel in the United States again. had become, in the time of Nixon, a serious political matter. He had personally deployed his dogs and dirty tricks against John Lennon, who he thought might cost him an election. We, in turn, they told our lawyer officially, were the most dangerous rock and roll band in the world. So there you go. Pleased to add this to my collection. I have a ton of music books to read. So I'm not sure when I'll actually get around to this one, but we got a taste of it there. So there you go. Life by Keith Richards. I feel very fortunate to be a part of the vinyl community, so I try to give back when I can. And one way I like to do that is by supporting up-and-coming channels. So here we're going to take a look at Gary's Vinyl Dungeon.
Hey VC, this is Gary from the Vinyl Dungeon. I started listening to vinyl probably in the late 50s at a very young age because I was born in 52. But my brother and sister, I have older brother and sister, and they both love music, and they had one of these old suitcase looking turntable things with the speakers that folded out. I know you people have seen them, but mostly 45s. You know, they always had 45s, but I used to listen to them. Elvis, Buddy Holly, a lot of, you know, good people, but my brother really liked Bob Dylan, and I got into Bob Dylan at a very young age. Matter of fact, the very first album I ever bought with money from had a paper route was Bob Dylan's John Wesley Harding, and I love that album. Played it all the time. Back then, there was radio or vinyl, and I think 45s were probably more popular than the albums because kids were buying 45s because they didn't have the money to purchase an album. And I don't remember the price, but they were fairly cheap. But yeah, that's basically how I got into vinyl.
Please be sure and like, subscribe, comment on Gary's videos, his channel. As part of the vinyl community, I think it's up to all of us to, you know, support each other and encourage people to make videos, because it's a great form of communication. So let's help these people out. So anyway, with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.